Mandos, this is the way. Hello and welcome to the show. You are watching Mando Star Wars. This is our Bad Batch Banter catch-up. And we are going to smash this trash up in this mashup. I haven't been practicing that all day at all. I'm your host, Mandalorian, the X-Wing Jesus, and with me today is C3 Barlow, human cyborg relation of a protocol droid. So at the start,
howdy, mate. How you
we're
doing?
going to do a big spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen the Banter Batch, the Bad Batch,
Bad batch of the Banter batch.
yeah, I've got a drink here. So
Making up for someone who's missing tonight.
yeah, so if you don't want to hear about spoilers for the Bad Batch, then please don't watch any further. But it is very good. I was really, really impressed with that first episode of how they've managed to transition across into their spin-off. Well, what did you think?
I was blown away from the opening scenes all the way to the end of that first episode was absolutely amazing.
I'm telling you, mate, I didn't want it to finish. I was like, oh, the quality of this is just...
No, I didn't either, mate.
What a fantastic first episode that was. So as you started with, it starts in the Clone Wars, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We see Order 66 coming, like Kenobi defeats General Grievous, and then the next minute, Order 66. And that was quite brutal, wasn't it, really? I was like,
oh my God, it was amazing. It was obviously the realization of who those two Jedi were.
Yeah.
When we saw them.
Should we leave that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Caleb Dune was the panel. Caleb Dune, Kanan Jarrus, everyone. Wow.
Hell yeah.
What was that?
It was amazing. I mean, I've read his backstory, so I know kind of what happened. But it was amazing seeing it still, you know. You know that something happened to him.
Yeah.
And just them Filoni tying that into obviously Rebels. It's what he does, doesn't he?
You know, he started it all off with a big bang, and I thought that was just so cool. I was totally engrossed.
Yeah,
because you know,
I'm not sure, but it sounded like it was the same voice actor.
Yes, it was. I have been reading up on it as well. It was indeed from Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded a bit weird coming out of a child. It was still the voice sounded a bit too adult for it, but even so, it was amazing.
Definitely so. But the thing is, like, what I really liked is like the Bad Batch were really confused by what was going on, weren't they? They were like, "What the hell was going on? What have we just seen there? Why are those clones just shot that Jedi?" So they weren't. They obviously did. Did they get the order? Because obviously Crosshair seems to be at odds with Hunter almost straight away from the off, weren't he?
Yeah, definitely, mate. And kind of echoed into orders are orders. I think we got that in the last season of Clone Wars as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got to know it. Yeah, good troopers follow orders.
That's the one. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that goes back to the Fives episodes there. I was like, oh man, this is just. It was just wicked, and then to add, you know, for Crosshair to start questioning everything as well. We were like, wow, there's so much going on in that episode. It was just so good.
Yeah.
I mean, the you know, Crosshair is obviously that's a massive spoiler alert there. But what I'm thinking, you know, they reprogram him. You're like, what the hell? They're breaking the Bad Batch up in the first episode. I was like, wow, what is going on here? Do you know what I mean? I thought, crikey, this is taken a turn already, because obviously you need to have a bad guy, don't you?
Oh yeah, but taking a character out of the Bad Batch that you thought that was your A team. That was the A team, and then suddenly you're pulling one out, and they're the bad guy. And it's the whole. Yeah, we're going to just turn this chip up to 11. We're just going to make it even.
Yeah. These are your die-hard team that you absolutely love. Yeah, I'm going to question that, and then I don't like it. This has all gone wrong. I don't like it, so that's it. I'm sort of thing, and then complete betrayal afterwards. You're like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got, and at the end, they actually did you notice how his armor had changed, and it was more of the kind of the Dark Troopers, was it, or the Death Trooper kind of armor?
I'm going to have to watch it again.
Yeah, he has had at the end. It didn't look like he had the same armor as he did have at the beginning.
Yeah. Wow. You keep freezing, mate.
The colouring and everything had changed darker. Sorry?
You keep freezing.
Yeah, so do you, mate.
Do I? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, so the whole thing was just really, really well done. I love the way they basically went, right, called into this meeting now, and in the briefing, and then the Emperor it's Sidious or Palpatine turns around and goes, right, that's the end of the Republic, and this is the Empire now. And I was like, wow, we're actually seeing the transition from Republic to Empire, and it doesn't go very well either. So straight away, Tarkin's then there to evaluate the clones and see what savings can be made. And you're like, wow, okay, so the clones have done exactly what you wanted them to do, and now you just want to sweep them away.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want.
Well, you've got the comedians talking about their contracts.
Yeah.
So there's all that monetary stuff.
Yeah.
Regular conscriptions are cheaper than clones.
Yeah, but the loyalty there and everything like that, you can't buy that.
No, not all, mate. And also, we know that modern day stormtroopers can't shoot for anything.
Yeah, exactly. I've been posting over the past couple of days. I posted a few videos up, so on the Mandos Facebook page. So they're quite amusing. Have you seen any of them with the temperature guns and stuff? The police.
Yeah.
Good. I was like, what's this? And then I realised he couldn't even scan the guy. I was like, I don't know. I'll just go back to Bad Batch. So yeah, Tarkin was what a bastard, eh?
Yeah, he's
yeah. What are these experimental troopers? Why are they so good? Oh, they don't follow the regular tactics and everything. Oh, right. Live bullets all round then. Because almost straight away, Wrecker gets hit.
It kind of obviously we've talked about in the past about his deviousness, so it really echoes that. He's just going to blow up a ship for the planet because he can. I'm going to kill these troopers because I can.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you want to do away with your most successful troopers? Surely it'd be better keeping them on side and sending them off on special missions and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it seemed like if they survive, I'll use them. If they don't, they won't.
Yeah, they
good enough.
They ain't going to be good enough.
And obviously, that he gives them that mission at the end after it. Doesn't need to go to wipe out the insurgents.
Yeah, and Crosshair double crosses them all. The loyalty. Oh man, that was just what a shock.
I mean that's where we also see another great character. We see maybe 4 or 5 great characters. You've got Saw Gerrera.
Yeah,
comes into it then.
Exactly. Yeah.
And instantly he's like, no, I don't like this. Obviously, he was always a bit wary of the Republic.
Yeah. Well, he's just wary
coming into Alderaan because he was on Alderaan, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, it's freezing again.
Yeah, Onderon was where he was at.
Onderon, yeah.
Which is weird because he's kind of like Alderaan. It was very similar the way they pronounce it.
Yeah.
I struggled with whatever that clone was. I was like, this is Alderaan. Right, okay. Well, I don't think we've seen much of Alderaan, and then you go, no, and then they're pronouncing it Onderon. You're like, oh, right, okay. And then we actually go back there and get that extra backstory. But yeah, it's the whole thing is really good. The way, you know, we're seeing the transition from Republic to Empire. So the only other note that I've got there for the first episode is that Echo, you can see behind me, he looks like a Thunderbird puppet. Like every time I say it, it's the eyes that do it. He just looks like a Thunderbird puppet. It's kind of it's a bit freaky because he is almost your generic clone. You know, he's a regular, isn't he? So
yeah,
that's you know, I think we've wrapped up episode 1 there. But very, very good. And like I say, I didn't want that episode to finish. I thought it was just too good. And that's you know, 70 minutes long. That's pretty much a film that they've started.
Yeah, it went too quick, definitely.
Yeah.
so much happened. You saw so many great characters in it, and it's set the series up really well.
Yeah. So what we're seeing as episode 1 unfolds is, whilst that's happening, Vader is getting refitted. So who knows how Vader fits into these plans? Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, crikey! There's still quite a lot going on as we see go through this series. So going on to episode 2, then we also get a new character in episode 1, Omega, but we find out she's another genetically altered clone as well. So we're yet to see what Omega's sort of abilities are.
Yeah, but being able to pick up a weapon and instantly
be able to use it.
He shoots Crosshair's gun out of his hand. It kind of tells you that she's got some. I almost feel like she's got some kind of Jedi-ness to her.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe she's got some sort of force sensitivity there, or they've genetically altered her with midichlorians or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You never know.
There's something definitely going on there. So I think we might see some sort of weird force powers going on with her, and she might end up getting hunted down as part of the purge. You know. So right, yeah. So episode 2. Have you got anything extra there?
No, obviously you've got the that medical Camino woman who actually let them go. She.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of.
Yeah, I think she had too much of a bond with Omega. She was
that's what I'm
the mother figure, and now Hunter in episode 2 becomes the father figure, which is quite good.
Definitely.
You know, he did his best to save Kanan, and that didn't quite work out as well as he hoped. But you know, he's doing his best to make up for that by helping Omega, and obviously he does feel really responsible for her, doesn't he? So
but yeah, he's taken her away from her home.
Yeah.
First place, he felt the need to go back to rescue her. And then in the first episode, but he's definitely very quickly getting attached to her and feeling very protective over her, which we definitely see in the second episode. Yeah.
So second episode, what is a big one there? We see that Captain Rex is still in play. He's already been to the Cut, and I'm not sure if we've seen Cut before. We
have. I did a bit of research just before we started. Cut was originally at the first battle of Geonosis during episode 2.
All right, okay. What, in the film?
And his transport got shot down and deserted then.
Oh, right.
And then in a Clone Wars episode, Rex comes across him, and that Rex obviously doesn't like him because he's a deserter, and he's already kind of building Cut's building his family, and then they get attacked by battle droids, and they have to fight together to protect the family and the home, kind of thing. So yeah, you've already, so bringing the Bad Batch into this kind of family set record almost seeming like this fun uncle, especially with the way he acts with the kids in the second episode.
Yeah, that was awesome. But
so yeah, really interesting. And then Hunter, so you can see that they've all met before and they've all got this history to them, and they're obviously bringing Omega into it, getting to play with the kids and that. And I love the part where she gets off the transport and it's the first time she experiences dirt.
Yeah.
She
what's this?
What's this?
Dirt. Oh, it's fun. You're like, okay, it's not even raining yet, mate.
Yeah, I know. You got to remember. You realise. Yeah, she's on a planet just full of water and metal. She's lived in a metal habitat for all of her life.
Exactly.
Never been off planet, so.
But obviously, experienced rain though. She must have experienced rain coming from.
Yeah, rain and 100-foot waves and.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just really cool. See, because obviously we're looking at the world through sort of like her eyes as well, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
The other weird thing is that obviously Rex is still in play, and it feels like Rex is on the run as well. Do you know what I mean?
Didn't catch any of that. You froze again, mate.
It feels like Rex is on the run as well.
Yeah,
he's
definitely
been there and he's moved on. You know, he didn't
want
to stick around too long. He sees what's going on. It's a big clamp down on everything, and he's off and running. So I think we know we're going to run into Rex at some point in the series, don't we? That's a biggie. But
we definitely have. But this episode is definitely a nice way to show how the Empire's starting to build itself. You know, cataloging people. As you said, they're tagging all the ships. Yeah.
Tagging all the ships, tagging all the people. I mean, we're getting to see the start of the Empire. We've seen that through Rebels, what, you know, occupation means to these planets, and through Solo as well, and through Rogue One. The people are just they're not left alone to get on with their lives. They're, you know, constantly, who are you? What are you doing here? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Why are you going about this, doing your business? And it's like, oh, you know, could you really live under that? You know, it's pretty harsh. And if you break from the norm, then, you know, you're branded some sort of rebel and dispatched. So it's pretty harsh regime. But so the chain codes, that sort of dominates the episode, doesn't it? They need the chain code to get Cut and his family and get them off the planet. I think that chain code is going to play quite a big part in the rest of the series as well. So, you know, and the same with the ships. So, talking about the ship, we then get to see that they go, what kind of ship is this? And you're like, oh, it's a modified Omicron attack shuttle. So we knew it was some sort of special shuttle, didn't we? But it was like, yeah, it was cool that actually referenced what it was, because I think probably we can't be the only ones going, what's that ship? We need to know what that ship is. But yeah, it's quite cool to know that. So
yeah, and I love the little comment the clone troopers make about it being a mess. No wonder it's abandoned. It's such a mess in it.
But it's good. It's got that humour in there, and that's what we want. We need that to break up how dark I think this series is actually going to be, because they're fugitives now, aren't they? They're wanted.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Wreck is definitely going to continue being that comic character throughout. You had that little bit with the 3 stormtroopers. I got nothing in this hand. I got nothing.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
In this hand.
I like how he's developing, because he's getting more rounded with his, he's going to have all the dad jokes, isn't he? Basically.
Yeah.
And I really like that. What's that? That was so. As a purveyor of dad jokes, I quite like that a lot. Anyway, so the other thing I kind of getting the feeling is this is going to sort of go along the. Is this a little bit of a formula that they're developing here with their Star Wars series? That you've got Hunter, a father figure, and Omega, the little one. Sort of reminds you of another series that we've just, series 2's just come to an end.
And really? I can't think of.
Yeah, like the Mandalorian, obviously. Series 2.
So what are you saying, that Luke's going to come into the end of it and take Omega at the...
Yeah, for Jedi training.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of, there's a little bit of a theme there. I don't mind because, they both seem to be very good. It's kind of, is it a bit safe? Is it the same but different? Do you know what I mean? Whereas the Mandalorian has his group that he's built up around him. Well, you've got Bad Batch, is the ready-made group he's already got. So we'll have to see how that sort of pans out and how Omega actually develops as a character as well. Obviously, these guys are already established.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can afford to be a bit safe with some of these series because they are different aspects of a story that we know they're being tied into in different ways, and it's those scenes like the Kanan at the beginning, like bringing Saw Gerrera into it. They're the rewards, linking all these series together.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, they've got to come up against Crosshair pretty soon, I would have thought, to keep the action rolling along and develop how he's going to develop as a villain. So I can see it up in the next episode.
I mean, you can see them obviously trying to rescue him. They're going to have to try rescue him, aren't they, and get him back to normal because he's part of their family.
Yeah. And that's going to be the last one of the season, won't it?
Yeah. It's either going to go that way or, as you say, as I said, Crosshair is either going to become the main villain throughout this series.
Yeah.
And they'll lose him at the end. It's like going to be one or the other. And I'm really interested to find out which way they go with it.
Yeah. I can also see sort of like the start of the Inquisition as well. It'd be interesting to see how that, if we see any of that, because obviously then that ties into Rebels then, doesn't it? And sort of, it makes it all roll along very nice and neatly. So yeah, it'd be interesting. So we'll bring this episode to an end. Thank everyone for watching this, and big spoiler alert for this one. But anyway, so thanks. Click like and subscribe on YouTube. There's the Mandos Facebook page, and there is the Mandos Patreon as well. So I'm looking to carry on and do some extra fun things on there. All right, so thank you very much, and this is The Way. Mandos.